So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how do you decode the hash which we got in the last lecture. And the first method to decode a hash is to search it on Google. It is entirely possible that some dictionary file or some database has your hash, and you will get the password just by searching the hash on Google. So let's search for it. And actually it says that null byte challenge hash. The thing is that yes, a lot of people are making walkthroughs on this virtual machine. That's fine, but MD5 lab. So MD5 lab has a hash for this word. Okay, if we just go there, okay, right here. So MD5 lab has analyzed this hash, and these are all the hashing algorithms. Like these are the results for all the hashes. Now just forget about this thing. They just reverse this thing anyhow. It's not possible how they have done it. I'm just gonna show you how it's like you do it manually. MD5 Decode. MD5 is a very common hash for web applications. However, it's not that safe because it doesn't have the IVs in MD5, so it's not that safe. You try to decrypt. Okay, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use MD5 decrypt, and I'll be using the first link, and no, this one. DuckDuckGo is not giving good results. MD5 decryptor. This is not the one. I'll just use Google. I really don't like these things. MD5 decode or decrypt. Yeah. And here is the one, MD5decryptor.net. Oh, okay, seems like this is the first one. Let's just decrypt it. Yeah. The given hash contains forbidden characters of its or the length doesn't match. So this is not a MD5 hash. Now, you might want to try out some different hashes like SHA-256 because that's very famous as well. So here is the one, md5hashing.net/SHA-256, and let's try this hash here. And okay, they all show us the storefronts. I think these are the storefronts. Let's try that. Okay, this is the storefront. Okay, provided hash doesn't match SHA-56 256 bitmap. This is not a SHA-256 as well. Okay, let's try some other one, base64. Now there are thousands of algorithms. How would you do this? Well, there are tools as well. So we can use some tools. However, let's try these first. Okay, so these are the three common ones. There is also the Tigger, which is a common one as well. Looks like it worked. It worked here. You see, we have got another hash. So this is interesting. Okay, we have got another hash. Now I'm going to show you, like this one decodes to another hash. Now this will take us years to go ahead and like decrypt this one and to go ahead and decrypt this one. So this one is on base 64. That's fine. Let's try a tool. So we're going to say hash, and we have hash identifier, and we have hash HID. Find my hash. Okay, let me add the password here. So this is find my hash. Examples: try cracking only one hash. So it's Python this dash h dash this thing, right? I'm gonna say directly find my hash dash h, and dash this. Will it work? Okay, it gives an error. Do we really need to use the Python script? That's fine. Let's just copy this. Oh, okay. It is asking us for the hash name as well. So, you know, we're not gonna use the hash names. We're not gonna manually do that. That we can also do from internet. Let's leave it. Let's try some other tool. Let's try maybe hash identifier. I think it's just the identifier and it will not work. Okay, let's paste the hash. What is it? MD5, 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 MD5. Okay, it is saying these are the possible hashes which you can try for this one. So let's try the MD5 right here. And oh, it works. It works. Here is the password, Omega. If we try SHA-256, is it gonna work? Bridges. Okay, so the SHA-256 doesn't work, but MD5 was working. So we have the password Omega. Now, what can we do with this? You know, we got the password, we got the username, but you know, like in a real situation, you might want to try a majority of them because majority of them are MD5. You can just see MD5, MD5, MD5. So most probably it was a MD5 hash. You can even try the Tiger. As I said, Tiger is a very common one. It's also called as Tiger sometimes, but I call it Tiger. MD2, MD4, and MD4 here. These are very common, and these two. So these are not too much. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7, yeah, 16. And these all are MD5. So 17. You could have just tried 17 variants and you will get the password. You know, that's not a huge work. You can easily try 15, and there are automated tools. You can find some tools on internet. I think there are tools in ParrotSec as well, but we have just got the password, so I'm not gonna talk about them. So password is Omega. Now what we are gonna do with that? If we go back, we open our, okay, let's cancel this. If we go back and actually I'm gonna do the scan again, nmap scan again. So I'm gonna do this scan right here. It is intent scan. Let's start it. So if you remember, in the scan we found that, just waiting for it, we found that SSH was running, which was a login service. So maybe we can log in here. Now the main thing was SSH was running on 777, which was a, you know, it runs on 22 by default, but the author has changed the hash to 777, which is something to think about. Maybe we can log in. So maybe we can log in right here. You know, I'm just gonna do that right now. It's gonna open a terminal. I'm gonna zoom in, and you connect on SSH like SSH, and then the username. Well, the username is RAMSES @ IP address and just press enter. And actually, you know, it's on different port, so we will also specify the port here. And it says, do you wanna accept the fingerprint? Well, yes. Okay, sorry. Yes, yes. And it is asking for the password is Omega, OMEGA. We just found that. Okay, we just logged in. You see, we are Rames at the moment. Rames at the Ramses at null byte. I'm gonna clear the screen. I'm gonna type UID. Oh, sorry, ID. It shows me the UIDs, RIDs, Rames, the GIDs, Rames, group is also Rames, Ramses. You know, this is not a root user. This is not a root user here. So how do we get root privileges now? We might not be able to do a lot of things. How do we get root privileges? That's a totally big concept called as privilege escalation. We are a non-root user. We want to become root, and this can take days to become root after being a non-root user. This can take it can take days, because privilege escalation is not a small thing. In real life, it can take days.